Finally today, we're going to end with our Black History Legacy Maker with Philadelphia ties. And today we're spotlighting Irv Cross. And Irv was a two-time Pro Bowl cornerback for the Eagles from 1961 to 1965. Came back in 1969, 16 career interceptions and a touchdown with the Eagles. And while he was playing, I thought this was interesting. He did radio spots for WIGP, which he did drive time sports hits while he was an active member of the Eagles. He also did the weekend sports on KYW TV. After his retirement in 1971, he joined CBS as an analyst and a commentator for NFL. And then he was the first African American to be an analyst for a national television broadcast. From there, he moved in and co-hosted, and this is where I knew him from, co-hosted the NFL Today, which was the pregame show on CBS. Back then, CBS had the NFC games. And really, the NFL Today became the model for all future pregame programs. And I thought this was interesting because back then, it was more the pregame show was just like, boom, 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 here we go. And the postgame show was really where everybody wanted to watch because they would get the highlights. But the NFL Today kind of flipped that where they were previewing the games, talking about things. They did the feature hits. And really, any pregame show you watch today traces its roots back to the NFL Today. He became the first African-American to co-anchor a network sports show. He stayed there all the way through 1989 when they made some changes there at CBS, returned to be a game analyst. And again, this is where I remember him. I remember him sitting next to Brett Musburger in the studio. I remember him being the color commentator for some Eagles games. And he also did basketball, track, and gymnastics for CBS. After he left CBS and got out of broadcasting, he became the athletic director at Idaho State and Macalester College. In 2009, he was the Pete Rozelle Radio Television Award winner, and that is awarded by the Hall of Fame. First African-American to win that award. He's been heavily involved in Minnesota with the Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Central Minnesota. He was the CEO for them for quite a few years, but just a real trailblazer, trendsetter, the first African-American to be an analyst and a commentator on national TV, the first to co-host a national network sports show, just really blazing the trail for everybody to come after him. Really made the transition nice from playing, and he was a pretty decent player to boot as well. So Irv Cross is today's Black History Legacy Maker with Philly ties. Like I said, one of those guys I remember watching as a kid. Really knew his stuff, and it wasn't until I never realized he played for the Eagles, and then once I found out he had played for the Eagles, that was it for me. I'm like, I'm in. So one of my favorites growing up. But Irv Cross, today we salute you.